The Suncoast Stakes is a Kentucky Oaks points race at Tampa Bay Downs in support of its Sam F. Davis card. And Scott, we've talked a lot of other races of famous winners. For me, I most remember the Suncoast for Royal Delta finishing ninth before she went on to become Royal Delta. Not sure there's any of her quality in this group, but it is an interesting handicapping exercise for me because I'm very curious to see how the pace is going to play out.
Yeah, no doubt. There have been a couple productive winners of late. Lucrezia, a pretty decent horse for Honor de la Cour. Before that, Point of Honor, a horse that I had a lot of respect for, came from well off the pace. But as you mentioned, figuring out the pace here, a little tricky. Lots of fillies going from successful efforts at one turn where they were kind of tactical speed horses, now stretching out. Oftentimes that means showing speed at two turns. It'll be interesting to see how the pace shakes out.
Yeah, and using the Brisnet Ultimate PPs, we have 10 entered. And 8 of them are either E or EP types, which means on or very near to the pace. 3 of them have 8 Kieran speed points, which is the most you can have from an early speed perspective. So we'll see if that translates to a spirited pace. But I did go with Gulf Coast in the Suncoast as one of the non-E or EP horses, thinking that one of my favorite jockeys, Julian Leparoux, can work out the right trip.
No doubt Gulf Coast makes a lot of sense coming from off the pace, which you mentioned looks like a lot of horses that want to be on it. Probably going to take a little more money than I'm willing to accept based on a pair of 90-plus Brisnet speed ratings and what you mentioned, the obvious off the pace type. And also a little bit concerned that this one might not have the same punch going 2 turns. The pedigree suggests 2 turns won't be an issue, but really got the setup last time out on New Year's Day at Gulfstream Park in the cash run when getting the jump on Honor Rafik. I thought got the perfect voyage that day. I'm not so sure she'll get it as what the likely favorite. Do you think she's the favorite? I mean, I guess that's a question. We don't have the morning lines out yet.
I would think right there with it. I expect a pretty flat board. I mean, Honor Rafik is going to take money, right? Feeling Mischief. So maybe the favorite, but it'll be close.
Yeah, I mean, that was my concern. I definitely understand in a race where if I'm playing the horizontals, it starts to pick 4, pretty good pick 4 at Tampa race 9, which is obviously available on Twin Spires. I would definitely use more than my top pick in here, but I did land on number 4, Curlin's Catch, shipped in from Woodbine and won at Gulfstream Park. Haven't seen a lot of horses do that this meet. And while this one was on the front end and did go pretty quick early, doesn't have the look of a horse that I think needs to be on the front end and just has the look of a horse that I think will get better at 2 turns. So I'm hoping Antonio Gallardo, who I think you're doing an interview with in a separate video, can relax this one just off the pace and maybe get the jump on the closers.
Yeah, 2,000th win for him this week. So he's riding high and has some chances in the stakes at Tampa this weekend. I think as tough as picking a winner in here is picking who's going to be on the lead. Clearly there's some horses here who like to be near the front end, but the Brisnet pace ratings kind of say it could be any one of a few, maybe Feeling Mischief or Jade Empress, but it's a pretty intriguing race from a tactic standpoint.
Yeah, like you mentioned, even with a Gulf Coast or Honor Rafik, you're going to get a pretty decent price if you have a strong opinion. I would suspect maybe Roll Up My Mo Money or Feeling Mischief from the inside will be on the lead just because of the post, but it is a little bit difficult to decipher.
All right, well, Tampa Bay is on the Gulf Coast. This is the Suncoast. I'm picking Gulf Coast. You're on Curlin's Catch. It's a great race. Good luck.